How's it going? Captain Coach here, and the Marvel Rivals 4.5 balance changes have just dropped. I just woke up ready to do these. Last patch introduced triple healer back into the meta. We're going to take a look here and see what changes they got coming halfway through the season to see if they're going to maybe take a look at that. Triple tank, triple healer, all things that are being played. Do we want to see more of that? Do we want to see less of that? These patch notes are going to help give us some answers. So let's get right into it. So Angela. So my thoughts on Angela, you guys know me. I like to give my thoughts on just kind of like where characters are, then where I think they're going to be. Angela's a character I have probably over 50 games on, and she's one of the characters that I think if you buff her damage numbers too much, something I've been saying a lot, it's just going to push her over the top to being too OP. So it's really looking like they're trying to push her into this niche of being like a pure disruptor and enhancing more of her defense, because this is probably the only part about Angela that I didn't really think needed changes. They're basically, when she goes into her melee form, when she does her attacks, she gives bonus shields to herself and to players around her. It's a form of peel, but also a form of like prolonged brawling power, and they're increasing that amount by a lot, by 30%. So they're going to make her very tanky and melee to the point where you might actually not be able to just fight an Angela toe to toe if she's getting heals, right? Her damage is still not the same, but now she's gonna be able to stay in fights longer, increasing her damage over longer fights. I don't think this is really that big of a deal. It's definitely going to help Angela a lot in certain niche situations like peeling and potentially diving with other players. She's definitely Angela. I think I put too low in my initial tier list. I think she's an A tier character, and this is going to cement her in A tier, and she's going to be pretty strong moving forward, I think, as people start to get better with her. She still doesn't do a lot of damage. You still got to pick her in the right comps, but Angela is looking pretty good right now. Now, one change I'm not really sure about. So they gave Venom's ultimate here a 30% healing reduction on every enemy hit that lasts 4 seconds. So if you guys have been keeping up with the Ignite, the professional scene, or semi-professional, whatever you want to call it, Venom is already one of, if not the best tanks in the hands of a good player who knows how to constantly get value out of his ults and get the damage amp with like support alt buffs and that sort of thing. Venom is a menace, man. He's the best diver in the game. So the fact that they're giving him a buff here is a little odd. It seems like they're clearly trying to make more counters to the triple healer meta. But you got to remember, we also have healer changes to look at here in a second. So this to me is interesting. I don't think Venom needed this, and it's probably going to make him the best tank in the game. So just for anyone wondering, Venom will probably be S tier meta come this patch with this change. And the worst part is, yeah, this is going to be good against triple healer. It's also going to be good against double healer. Okay, so it's not like this is just some counter only to triple heals. This is just a flat buff to Venom and against any comp he's against. I'm not really sure about this. I'm not sure why they're doing this, other than it's just like a last minute change, and they're late to the punch. They're late to like seeing what the meta is, and then this is kind of, they never went back and changed it, is what it looks like. So Venom is probably going to be one of the best tanks moving forward now, because he kind of already is. Okay, so that's the only tank change as well. Only 2 changes. Must be a shorter patch here. So Blade, the Daywalker, gets a slight boost to his offensive prowess, sorry. So the Daywalker dash secondary attack range is increased. So I think that's the boop after the charge. So maybe that's just easier to land if people use dashes. I'm not exactly sure what this means, but I think that's what it is. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Increase the duration of each slash. Okay, so he stacks, I think he stacks Bloodline easier. It lasts longer. And okay, here we go. So he stacks his quick attacks faster. Yeah, this isn't like a massive buff, but I think Blade is already kind of on the rise. I think people are still getting better at this character. I think he's pretty hard to play. This could push Blade into, you know, like potentially being played, but it really just depends on like nerfs to other heroes, which we'll get to. So here's one of them. Now Hela is just like a weaker Phoenix in every way imaginable. And it looks like she's getting a buff. Interesting. Okay, so Hela's Bird has a lower cast time, and then she gains 25 bonus health. I don't think Hela needed this. I would have liked to see the direction of maybe toning down all the DPS and making them like more in line. This to me just feels like they're trying to balance Hela around lower ranks and also being as good as Phoenix. Because they're basically both long-range hit scan characters, and Phoenix is just better. Well, that's just because Phoenix is kind of broken right now. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've played Hela before. It's pretty annoying when you die during this cast time because it is about half a second-ish. But this just pretty much just guarantees it's going to go off when you cast it, which I'm not a big fan of. I like there to be counterplay. I like there to be little nuanced things that it's like if you have game knowledge, you can be like, oh, if I just like use a stun here, I can interrupt it, then get like another hit in on her, you know, things like that. So adding these effectively what are like paddings to people's oh shit buttons, like important buttons, to me is not a good direction for the game to go in, and I don't like this. Nor do I like it when we go back to Venom, when there's just added effects onto abilities that already have a very clear function. Right, so Venom's ultimate ability, we'll go back a little bit because we're talking a bit about game design now. It's clear function. You time it with your tendril burst, you do the damage all at once, and you give them a damage amp. That's like the meta right now. And boom, you one-shot people through support ults. So now it has this secondary effect where it's like, okay, you don't have to do that anymore. Now you can just ult for the debuff, and then just tell your teammates to shoot him. And that is an objectively less skillful way to play the game. It just is. It just is, right? Because the first one requires timing. It requires coordination. It requires a certain level of like focus to make sure you hit all the right people. This one is just like, just put a debuff on the person you want to hit and shoot them. You don't even have to time your combos, right? So I don't like this direction. And we've seen it now with a couple changes here. I'd probably say 2 changes already out of the 4 we've seen. Not a direction I particularly like games that you kind of want to be skill-based, but let's keep going. Human Torch. Okay, so he's finally getting nerfed here. Fire cluster, projectiles, per projectile going down half a damage. I think he shoots like 6 or 8 or something. So it's really not that big of a damage decrease. Fire Cluster now has a 0.5 second delay before ammo begins to replenish. That seems like a bigger nerf. And okay, he finally. Movement speed reduced during plasma body. This was a big issue. This was the main reason I think Torch was OP. He's just too hard to hit compared to other flyers. Is 50 movement speed going to be enough though? I don't think so. I think Torch will still be okay. This might knock him out of S+. Might knock him out of S, but he's still going to be good, I think. He's definitely going to be a lot less popular, though, because I've noticed every time a hero gets nerfed, the placebo of people not wanting to play them causes them to just kind of, like, overvalue the nerfs, right? Okay. Oh, Iron Fist is getting some changes. He does 1 less damage on his fast punches, but he does 0.04% more damage based on percentage max health. Yeah, so this is like basically just a nerf to Mega Hulk. He does 1 less damage, probably does like, what, 0.04%? What is that? Like 3 more damage, 4 more damage to tanks? Like not even 3 damage, 2 damage. So basically he does 2 more, or yeah, 2 more damage to tanks because they nerfed it by 1. This is, I don't know. I don't understand this change. This is like practically nothing. It's just annoying as a tank player that there's just more things that I got to deal with. You know, I got to deal with the Venom putting the healing reduce on me now. Good luck, healers, keeping me up. All the bad Venoms now get to play against me. You know, like I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not. I don't get the reasoning behind this. Maybe it's just like a numbers thing. Mr. Fantastic. After successfully pulling someone with a distended grip. Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, that's the one where you can slap people together. The pull. Oh, okay. They get a 1 second immobilize now. I actually like this change. One, because I think Mr. Fantastic is a bit on the weak side. Two, because they're pushing him towards, again, more of what his niche is, which is crowd control. But most importantly, I feel like when I land this ability on Mr. Fantastic, it just doesn't really feel like I'm getting a proper reward for the for landing it. I feel like it just doesn't do enough. So now that you can actually set up like, oh, focus this person, they're rooted, they're in place for a second, gives them more crowd control. I don't know. It's wacky, it's crazy, but I kind of like it. I really like this change. I think this is cool. And I definitely think you're going to see more Mr. Fantastics, because it's like at a certain point, how much CC can you give a hero before it's just like everybody's just going to want one on their team, right? So this is pretty nice. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is there's just now even more micro CC in the game. But at least this is on an ability that kind of takes a little effort. Like you actually have to land your shot. So I think I'm okay with this one. But micro CC, you know, just short little quick crowd controls is something that I kind of want to see moved out of the game. Doesn't look like we're moving in that direction anytime soon. Phoenix. Everybody knows my thoughts on Phoenix. Phoenix is the best character in the game right now. The best. Comic accurate Phoenix. She is actually the strongest hero. Okay, so we all know about her twirly bird combo or Beyblade or whatever people want to call it. Her melee attacks, now that she can combo with her little like spin thing, no longer stack sparks, so that's like a big part of her burst. Primary weapon ammo no longer replenishes during Dark Ascent. Oh wow. Okay, so when she's flying away, she doesn't reload. That's actually, so she's kind of punished more for running away. So this is going to be a character now that you actually can dive and should dive. And now Dark Ascent has a longer cooldown. Okay, so she can still do her melee combo. Just want to let everybody know. She can still do her melee combo. It just isn't going to do nearly as much damage. I don't play this character, so I don't know how much damage sparks actually give. Maybe someone in the comments again could let me know how much this is going to matter. But she's still going to be able to do that combo. I don't see anything that says that she won't. The twirly bird. So we'll see. I think Phoenix will still be fine, but this is a pretty big nerf. It's a pretty big nerf. I'm going to say she's probably going to potentially be knocked down to A. We'll see. I think she's still going to be good, though. She can do it all still. So she just can't now be also the strongest melee character in the game, which is what she was, by the way. For anyone who doesn't know, Phoenix, right now in the game's current state, is the strongest melee character in the game. As a hit scan range character who has a team wipe ultimate and insane escapes. And like need I go on? Okay. But it's good. It's good. Nerfing the two most OP characters, finally. This should have happened last patch, but hey, better late than never. Psylocke. More Psylocke nerfs. Psy's ultimate ability now has slightly more float and more sting. Those are positive words. That sounds like a buff to me. Reduce self-slow rate during Dance of the Butterfly, so her ultimate, from 30... Okay, she's like 15% faster-ish during her ult. And it has increased damage, really. Really, this is just baffling to me. She's still one of the best DPS characters in the game. They nerfed the part about her that takes skill, her shuriken that shoots and comes back, the one you actually have to aim. And then one patch later, they buffed the part of her that doesn't take skill. What are we doing? Is this really the direction we want to see the game go in? Because, yeah, just last patch, I mean, this is the design philosophy now from... I'm starting to see a pattern here, and a pattern usually is an indicator that this is the direction they want to see the game go in, which is even less skill-based than it is now, and more ultimate-based. Because ultimates in this game are already really, really overpowered. So this Marvel Rivals, I mean, some of you may like this. I think I like parts about it. Is moving in a direction towards cooldown usage, teamwork, and ultimates, and playing kind of relatively slow and passive, rather than skill-based, aim-based, shoot-based, just outplay. So this is the direction the game is going, and I hope everybody's ready for it. I mean, it's part of the reason why all the games feel really close, is because everybody kind of just chills and waits for their ultimates. And, you know, that's why triple healer's so good, right? That's why triple healer's meta right now, is because it just makes sure nobody dies. And then it gets you all to your ultimates, and whoever uses their ultimates better just wins. It's like a simple win condition. It's consistent. Now, obviously, there are still people who play double heals and win. I mean, hell, just in Ignite the other night, we saw Rocket Ultron beat the favorite team in a match. Now, the favorite team eventually figured it out and won, but Rocket Ultron was a comp that actually won a game until Gen G figured out how to beat it. So, I mean, it's an interesting conversation to have. Again, leave your thoughts in the comments, what direction you want to see the game go in. But this is really pointing towards that direction for anyone wanting like an idea of like not only how the meta is going to look, which it's we'll probably give that at the end, but more towards like what like the state of the game feels like. It's definitely moving towards a less skill based. Because even with Phoenix, she's like less motivated to use her twirly bird combo. I mean, maybe it would have been a cool idea to leave it in the game and just lower the damage of it. Like just removing this mechanic entirely is probably what most people wanted. But I mean, there's an argument to be had for leaving it in the game because it's like hard to do and it's like a cool little cancel, right? So again, I guess, I mean, all across the board, you're seeing this game being kind of dumbed down, and to some people may like that. You may not realize you like it too, but because maybe it makes someone who isn't as good as games, or just doesn't have enough time to really compete with people who play this game all the time, right? So yeah, definitely. I'm curious to hear people's thoughts on this, especially the people who watch my content. Definitely leave your comments, because I will for sure read them, because I think a balance is good, but I think it feels like it's moving a little too far in the direction of not skill based. But okay, speaking of not skill based, Cloak and Dagger. Okay, so I before I look at these, I just want to say, I think if this is a buff, I'm going to be very upset. I've said that Cloak and Dagger is one of the best healers in the game right now. Her ult is just way too good. It's really just her ult. It's like nobody plays her. And well, maybe it seems like nobody plays her. Like everybody's playing Invis, but I think Cloak and Dagger needs nerfs personally. So let's see what this is. Okay, so it is an alt nerf. Great. Then that's great. This is exactly what she needed. I like this. Her ult is the most powerful in the game, in my opinion. So yeah, okay, a little longer to get. This takes a little while for her to get this now, but I kind of like this. A lot of Cloak and Daggers I see get to pretty high rank just purely tempo ulting, meaning you just ult when it's off cooldown no matter what. That's an issue. That's an issue of the game moving too far towards like, okay, not skillful enough, right? So now this is a good change. Jeff, hey, guys, we've made it to the time where Jeff gets nerfs. Crazy. Okay, so his passive, a lot of people don't even know this is a thing, but since Jeff is, he has a big head, Jeff is basically just a giant head. He is now going to be crit harder because the crit reduction he gets from having such a big head is being reduced. Does this mean Hawkeye can one-shot Jeff now? Or Hela with like 2 taps or something? I'd be curious, but this is, I think, a bigger change than people realize. I'm going to have to ask my Jeff buddy. I play with the rank 1 Jeff. So I'm sure he's not too happy about this, but he'll still play Jeff. He'll still play him. This is a bigger nerf than people realize, I think. Rocket Raccoon. Yo, wait, they're giving Rocket his old damage increase back, and he still gets to keep the shield that he got in the patch where they removed it. Okay, Rocket. I think all these characters will still be played. Rocket's like meta now, though. Rocket's I think back to S tier. Even with Phoenix in the game, I think Rocket is back to S. I've always been very high on Rocket. He's at minimum A. Like Rocket, this is insane, by the way. So now he has an ult, like a support ult that basically gives you like a perma damage boost that you can burst through others. Like now it's valid to use Rocket support ult during other support ults again, which was like the biggest reason why this character was just fell out of meta, is because when Cloak ults, her ult's always better. When Luna ult's always better, like most of the time. You know, blah, 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 all these support ults. Now Rocket can actually compete with them again. Is this the direction we want to see the game go in, guys? I thought they were nerfing supports to stop triple supports, and then, oh wait, no, they're just giving Rocket a massive buff. So I don't know. And then we got, I do like anytime Rocket is meta, it's good for the game. Okay. Some people may disagree, but it's just good for the game because it's the character everybody plays when they don't want to play healer. They can't play healer. Okay. So Rocket being strong, in my opinion, is like my one thing where I'll break my rule and say, like, this is okay. Also, I play Rocket, but that's not why. I promise. Ultron is a character I think is surprisingly balanced right now. I see him banned a lot, but I think that's really just because of the existence of Torch and, you know, the fact that he's so good into dive. So I would like to see, like, I mean, Torch is already nerfed, so Ultron is already, like, indirectly nerfed. I don't think he needs changes. We'll see what these are. Reduce imperative patch healing from 35 to 30. That's a pretty big nerf. That's like 10%, 12%. It's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot more than people realize. And healing bonus to the followed ally from 10 to 5. That's a pretty big nerf to his passive healing. That's crazy. That's a lot. Ultron already doesn't heal for a lot. You pretty much can only pick him in triple heal comps. I do not agree with this change. I do not agree with this. I think Ultron's fine. I think the Torch nerf, you should have done the Torch nerf by itself and just let Ultron simmer for a bit and see, like, okay, how much is he tied to triple healer, which, spoiler alert, is a lot. His ultimate, so now he might not be able to pop his ultimate. Takes longer to get. Now he might not be able to pop his ultimate before support alts get ults in some games, which is like a really, it's pretty much how you play Ultron, is get your ult first and then try to assassinate one of their healers in the back line or somebody. This is a huge nerf. This is a huge Ultron nerf. I don't think he needed this. I think they could have let him go a little bit longer because, again, like, I mean, I have seen Ultron in double heal comp. You will never see it in double heal comp now. Think about that. Like, this nerf, sure, you're going to see Ultron less in triple healing, but you'll never see him in double healer now. This is a terrible change. Awful change. This is the worst change of the patch, weirdly. And this is a character that I think a lot of people ban and think is strong, and I still, like, I just do not agree with this. Like, if Rocket gets to be this strong, why is, like, this is just mind-boggling. This character is harder to play. It's more niche. Why does Rocket get to exist in this state? More fun, even? So this is terrible. This is a terrible change. It's crazy how strongly I feel about it because I with Jeff and Cloak, I think these characters are perfectly viable in Rocket too. They're perfectly viable in two healer comps. Like Jeff is now. I mean, you still don't want to do it, but I mean, Jeff won't be as viable in two healer comps too. So if you really think about it, so yeah, it seems like they're a little confused of what direction they want to go with the healers, and they're just kind of like random, arbitrarily turning knobs and hoping like it works out. I really do not agree with these Ultron nerfs. I thought Ultron was perfect. I thought he was in a perfect spot, but let's keep going. Well, I guess that's all the hero changes, but we'll knock through these team ups real quick. Okay, Daredevil gets bonus health and damage for his anchor. The Justice Sense with Punisher. I still don't know what this does. Someone said it was like healing reduce and like you can track him or something. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't seem like super impactful, but this one definitely does. Namor gets a team up where he drops just like a big like depth charge, it looks like, on somebody. It's like pretty wide AoE ability. You can go check the video I posted yesterday, the patch review, or the teaser review if you want to see that. And then they get zombie squids when they kill somebody. And I think Hela gets them too. So this, we might be seeing Hela bans. Might be seeing the more bans again. Probably more Hela though, I would think. And then adjusted removed. Magic's getting hers nerfed. This is a very good change. They needed to do this. Magic definitely needed her team up nerfed. It was way too good, way too short a cooldown. This is a great change. This is exactly where it needs to be. Nerf the cooldown, nerf the slow. It's in a good spot now, perfectly balanced. I think team ups should be light. I don't think they should be these like game-breaking abilities that you need to function. And then obviously we all know Hulk off of Namor. He's with Black Panther. Gamma Charge no longer Gamma Squids. So as good as this is for Hulk from a ban perspective, you'll get to play Hulk a lot more. Hulk's win rate will go down. I think that's something a lot of people need to remember. And again, I talk about that in the video I posted yesterday. Hulk's win rate will go down, or should at least. It's for sure based off all the other changes, his win rate will for sure go down this patch. He's going to have to deal with all this on top of now not having Gamma powered no more on his team half his games. Like this is pretty rough. And then obviously Hela now with Namor doesn't get the Thor revive. This is a nice side nerf to Thor, who's one of the most overtuned. And honestly, I think Thor is busted right now, but he just doesn't really fit into a ton of comps. So at least they're nerfing Thor. Overall, though, I'm not a big fan of this patch. I think my grading of last patch was a little harsh. I said it was a D. I think I'd probably be willing to give it maybe like a C plus last patch, because it is encouraging people to play healer more and fun healers, right? Like Adam, like Ultron. But with this patch, man, I just I mean, at least they get points for nerfing Torch and Phoenix, but that should have happened before. And the Angela Venom, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm trying not to be too negative with these. But yeah, it's triple healers getting nerfed by nerfing the healers that are optional. Like Jeff is a triple healer. Ultron is a triple healer. Rocket, you can duo heal. Cloak, you can do. So, I do think Jeff was OP, but is this the direction we want the game to go in? For me personally, I would say no. I would say no. I mean, I thought they were going to just go down the route of making all the healers better, and then I thought eventually they were going to nerf having 3 heals on your team, not nerf the individual heroes. So it's interesting. I'm definitely curious to hear your thoughts, guys. I'm going to give this overall patch a C-, because there were some good things in here. And the bans for this patch, I think Hela is going to become a ban. I think you could start to see some Rocket bans, believe it or not. I think you'll ban Iron Fist if it's like a one-trick. I don't know about Angela. You're definitely going to see Venom bans now. You're definitely going to see... I would say Venom is probably the newest top ban. Because he's decently popular. I think Venom, Hela... I'm not sure if Phoenix is going to be good anymore. I'd probably still say Phoenix just because of how popular Rocket's going to be. And... yeah, Ultron's not going to get banned anymore. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe Daredevil. I mean... it's up in the air. I don't think Torch is going to draw as many bans, so we'll see, guys. But definitely, Hulk smash that like button, Hulk smash that subscribe button. And yeah, like I said, let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.